Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdulmuhsen Alzahrani, and today we're going to talk about the cryosurgical unit. This presentation is made for the course EE 471. So we'll first start with the agenda. The agenda for this presentation is first we will talk about the introduction, then the device theory, instrumentation, and finally the technical specifications. So for the introduction first, what is a cryosurgical unit? A cryosurgical unit is used in cryotherapy. It is the use of extreme cold to freeze and remove abnormal tissue. Why is it used? Well, doctors use it to treat many skin conditions and some cancers, including prostate and liver cancer. So the device theory for this cryosurgical unit is cryosurgical unit apply cryogen to the tissue. There are two types of cryogen, liquid nitrogen and compressed gases like carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide. The device also has is either a direct system or an indirect system. The direct system directly applies cryogen to the tissue, and the indirect system can indirectly cool the tissue by making the cryogen flow to the probe to cool the tip and then flow back, and the tip makes contact with the tissue to cool it. Liquid nitrogen can be used in a direct or indirect system. However, compressed gases can only be used at indirect systems. So the instrumentation for the cryosurgical unit is first talk about the cryoprobe. The cryoprobe is a handheld device with a probe. It has a cryotip connected to it in the end if it was an indirect system, or a spray nozzle if it was a direct system. The cryoprobe is connected to the gas cylinder with a connecting hose, and the cryoprobe has a trigger, a pressure gauge, and a cryotip, which we will discuss in the next slide. So the trigger for the cryoprobe has at least one trigger that acts as a regulator for the gas flow to control the temperature. It is made from plastic to insulate the user's hand. Next, the cryotip. In an indirect system, the cryotip cools from the gas coming from the cylinder and is contacted to the tissue to freeze it. Next, the gas cylinder. The gas cylinder is a high pressure gas cylinder that stores the cryogen. The cryogen can either be liquid nitrogen or compressed gases. And finally, the pressure gauge. The pressure gauge is connected to the cryoprobe that reads the pressure of the system and allows the user to read the safe pressure, and is installed with a pressure release valve that safely reduces the pressure if it gets too high. Now we move on to the technical specifications. The technical specifications that you see in front of you are for the product CR4000 from the company called Mira. So their product, the cryogen that the product uses is compressed gases, so carbon dioxide or nitrous oxide. The operating temperature for carbon dioxide are -54, -35, -21, and for the nitrous oxide it's -65, -48, and -32. The operating pressure that the product uses is 680 psi. The weight of the product is 7.3 kilogram, and the dimensions for the product is 16.5 centimeters in height, 12.7 centimeters in width, and 27.9 in diameter. In conclusion, we talked about the device theory for the cryosurgical unit. We said that it is either a direct or indirect system. The instrumentation, we talked about the cryoprobe, the pressure gauge, and the trigger, and more. And for the technical specification, we showed the technical specification for the product CR4000 from the company Mira. Thank you for listening, and these are the references for the information acquired. Thank you.